Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome to another bonus episode of Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the last of the extra content here in the game. So jumping in, you're going to notice that the file here we're going to select has 179 out of the total of 180 emblems. So in between all these different bonus episodes, I went out of my way and I got me basically every emblem in the game. If we go into extras here, we can go to emblem results and we can see the totals of every single emblem we have collected along with our total time to get up to this point. So we can see we have every single mission completed along with all the A ranks. Getting all the A ranks for every character mission will give you another emblem in the game as well. So there's a reason to go after the highest ranking here in this game, as you can see. So just to show it off, these are all the emblems I've collected at this point for all the different stories along with all the side modes. We have one more thing we need to do here in this game to get the last emblem. And that last thing for me is the boss rush. I need to go ahead and make my way through the boss rush once again. So we did show off the boss rush already in another bonus episode, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way through this last mode here once again and get the final emblem in the game. So I'll meet you guys at the end of the boss attack here.
Here I come, you creep!
And with that final hit, that is the end of the boss rush mode, making this my final emblem collected in Sonic Adventure 2. At this point, we have now gotten all 180 emblems in the game. For collecting all the emblems in the game, a secret stage is now unlocked. So now we can back out of here, and we can see that yes, we have indeed gotten every single emblem here in Sonic Adventure 2. So now, we want to head back over to the single player mode here, and go to Stage Select. And here we will see a new stage off the left here. Simple question mark stage here. That's a little different. Selecting the question mark stage takes us to Green Hill, a stage returning from the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. This is a fully 3D recreation of Act 1 of Green Hill Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog. This is a very impressive stage for a game like this, because at this point, Sonic Adventure 2 was released 10 years after the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis. So this is a pretty big deal for the 10th anniversary of the Blue Blur here. Having a fully recreated stage from his very first game is really cool to see. Here we got a Chow box, and opening it up will give us a Chow key and also a unicorn. So that kind of tells you that that's the only Chow container in the whole stage. There's only one here, so if you do want the Chow key, well, you know where to look at this point. But this is a very cool and interesting reward for fully completing Sonic Adventure 2. Getting yourself a brand new stage to play, and not just any stage, but a very iconic stage in Sonic's history, I think is a really cool idea. I really like this as a 100% completion reward. It's a much better reward in my opinion than what Sonic Adventure 1 gives you. As in Sonic Adventure 1, when you collect all the emblems in that game, you got a extra playable character, but the problem is in comparison to this, is that that playable character, well, by comparison, isn't as unique or as interesting, because he can only play through all the same stages as Sonic. So, not as interesting to me.
That was cool!
But there you go, we got ourselves an A rank, and now we're off to the Child World, but I don't really need to be here. We have already kind of looked at every single thing that the Child World has to offer, so let me just leave. I simply got the key just to show what happens, but let's go ahead and make our way back into Green Hill, as we didn't actually get to explore all of this level. We did manage to get the A rank, which is pretty good, but in order to get the A rank here, it is kind of difficult because you do need to go after a lot of these invincibility powers, because you want to take advantage of the invincibility, give you extra points for killing enemies. So without this, you're not really going to be getting the A rank. And this is something that actually brings up a very good point, because normally when we complete a stage getting the A rank, that would count towards getting a new emblem in the game, but we already have all the emblems, so what's the point in getting the A rank here? Well, simply put, there is no reward for actually completing this stage with an A rank. Unlike the other stages in Sonic Adventure 2, this one doesn't really matter to have a ranking or not. The ranking isn't really tracked here, and in fact, nothing about the stage is tracked here in the game, which is a little unfortunate. But that wasn't how it was originally planned. Originally, there were plans to actually have the ranking from the stage matter, and completing this stage would have actually given you a whole different bonus in the game as well. You wouldn't have just gotten this stage and this stage alone for 100% completing Sonic Adventure 2. So I'll go more in detail about that here in just a little bit, because we're just about the end of the stage again, and I do want to see what's our score now for missing out on the invincibility extras here. So completing the stage at this point, looks of things, we have a equivalent of a B rank. So as you can see, getting those invincibility powers makes a huge deal. But for completing this stage with an A rank, originally you were unlocking one more extra thing here in the game, and it was a thing for 2-player mode. So originally, there were plans for when you completed Green Hill in the game with an A rank, you would have got one more unlockable here in Sonic Adventure 2. And in fact, there's actually a hidden line of dialogue here in the game that would have suggested to this unlockable. And the text reads as follows. Congratulations! You cleared Green Hill with rank A. Strongest characters are now available to use in Sonic and Shadow in 2-player versus mode. So originally, there was plans to have a Super Sonic and Super Shadow unlockable for the multiplayer mode here in Sonic Adventure 2. But sadly, these plans went unused, and in every version of Sonic Adventure 2, there is no way to unlock a Super Sonic and Super Shadow for the multiplayer mode. But if you hack in the super character forms here for the multiplayer mode, there's even more unused text in the game for them. And this text reads as follows. Powered by the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Amazing speed and moves, but dies if rings are lost. So these super forms here would have functioned very similarly in the multiplayer mode as they do in the final boss battle of the game. So you would have had 50 rings to start off, and if you ran out of those said rings, well, at that point, your character wouldn't be able to do anything else in the mode. They would die and be sent back to the last checkpoint, and you have to start over from there. So this is a very interesting idea, and I do kind of wish they actually did complete this idea originally. Having a super form for both of the hedgehogs for multiplayer would have been a really cool idea for the multiplayer mode. It would have made things a lot more interesting, and you probably would have to have some agreements with your friends saying, hey, we either both pick the super forms or no one picks the super forms, because as you can imagine, having these super forms for multiplayer would have been really broken if one person played as a super character and then someone else played as someone, say like Amy, for example. So I do understand why these aren't playable characters, but the issue to this was more time constraints at the end of the day, as these were plans to make it to the final version of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, but these plans never came to be, and no matter what change in development, these forms never got added to later versions of the game as well. And they definitely did have another opportunity to get added back in the game with the HD versions of the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC versions of Sonic Adventure 2. But sadly, the HD versions didn't really add any new content that wasn't originally in the GameCube version of Sonic Adventure 2. So this would have been the one time to add these characters back in, but maybe eventually, if this game does get a proper remaster in the future, maybe Sega will revisit this concept of having super forms in the multiplayer mode and give us the ability to play as Super Sonic or Super Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2's multiplayer. But there is still a handful of extra things we can look at here before we end things off. For starters, we have a leaderboard here, and since I am playing on the PC version of Sonic Adventure 2, this is a leaderboard for the Steam version of the game, so your scores are going to be all over the place, as we can see a big difference between rank 1 and rank 2 just from City Escape alone. You can definitely tell who's hacking the game and who isn't. So unfortunately, I can't really say that these leaderboards are going to be the most accurate place for scores, because since it is an easy version of the game to hack, people are going to hack it to get good scores and good times on all these stages. So yeah, maybe don't go by these leaderboards if you're trying to actually see who has the best scores and times in the game. It's going to be very inaccurate. You also have achievement listings here, which there's a whole list of achievements in Sonic Adventure 2, but we won't be showing those here simply because, well, clicking this does nothing in the game. It will just bring up your profile of achievements per platform. So on screen now is just a list of all the achievements that you can get in Sonic Adventure 2 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC versions of this game. All these achievements go off of all of the 100% completion rewards here in the game, so if you go out of your way to get all the emblems, then you're going to get basically all but one of the achievements. The only one we're missing at this point would be the 2-player mode specific achievements, but again, by playing that mode and getting things accomplished there, you'll get the achievement with no problem. Lastly, if we head over the help and options here, we see one of the things in the extra menu, emblem result, but there's another thing over here, sound test.
Sound test.
As the name implies, this is where we can listen to all the music in the game. So we can listen to all the main character themes, we can listen to the main theme of the game, bosses' themes, and that's pretty much all the mode is. So say, for example, let's listen to City Escape. When you're listening to the song, you have to just let the game sit. You can't do anything extra. At this point, we just leave the game go. I can't explore the rest of the menu. I can't really go out of this menu and go somewhere else. It's a little bit of a limiting sound test in my opinion, but if you want to listen to songs in the game, well, this is the best place to do so. But that's pretty much it for this mode. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it is something I figured we would take a look at nonetheless. Lastly, I want to talk about this here, the bonus video. This is something you can get in the HD versions here of Sonic Adventure 2. For playing the game a total of at least 5 hours or more, you unlock a bonus video that you can watch here in the game. So we're not going to be watching this whole bonus video simply because it's something that I kind of feel is better just to watch on your own. So I recommend either playing the game for yourself and unlocking the bonus video to watch there, or look up this video somewhere else, say here on YouTube, because it is an interesting watch, but it's really something that I'm just not comfortable talking over, as there's a lot of good information here from key developers of Sonic Adventure 2, like Takashi Iizuka and Kazuyuki Hoshiro. So I definitely recommend watching this video, whether it be in your copy of Sonic Adventure 2 or looking it up on a place like YouTube, because it is definitely worth a watch. And that's pretty much everything extra here in the game that I wanted to show off. There's one more thing down below here, the credits, and I do want to mention that this is a full set of credits for this specific version of the game. So in the HD versions, there is a standalone option to watch the credits at any time. So if you did just want to see the credits, you can see them the second you boot the game up for whatever reason, but that's pretty much it. We've covered pretty much every single major thing here in Sonic Adventure 2. But there is still technically one more mode we didn't look at, which is the 2-player mode. We'll take a look at that in the future. As for right now, I do not have the ability to record the 2-player thing, and it is a whole separate mode on its own, so we'll revisit this game and make a whole series out of the 2-player option sometime down the road. But for now, that's everything here in Sonic Adventure 2. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and there is still one more bonus video that I have planned for the series, taking a look at one of the demos here that was released for Sonic Adventure 2. But with that said, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.